everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're here live and or watching the recording. This is just a lovely offering to usher in the summer season. We recently celebrated the summer solstice, and so the summer solstice is the beginning of the summer. And in yoga, traditionally, we practice sun salutations to usher in the day, but to also usher in the changing of the seasons. And so for our practice today, we are going to move through a slow vinyasa yoga flow. And vinyasa is the practice of linking breath to motion. And so I will be cueing you heavily with the breath. Now, whether this is your first yoga class or you've been practicing for a while, this is going to be an all levels friendly practice. And again, my name is Ashton, and I have my lovely Steph here. She'll be practicing with us as well. So most of the time I'll practice along. Sometimes I will stand and point out what Steph is doing so you have an opportunity to kind of see both sides. All right. So with that said, we'll go ahead and get started on our mats. Now, I am coming at you from beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So I couldn't resist setting up with the beautiful ocean view in the background. Da, 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 da. Vanna, take it away. And because of that, we're not going to have any music because if you can kind of hear the waves in the background, I wanted that nature sound. And if you would like to play some soft music in the background of where you are, that's a lovely addition if it sounds good to you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to, see, I'm going to pin myself so you see me. Okay, we are going to start seated. So go ahead and make your way to seated. And you can sit kneeling, cross-legged, half or full lotus, whatever feels good to you. And we're just going to ground into the body for a moment. So rest your hands to your knees with your palms facing down. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then lengthen your spine up through the crown of your head. Good. Now you can either close your eyes or just soften your gaze in front of you. And we're going to take some deep breaths in together. So breathe in through your nose. And breathe out your mouth. Ah, little audible exhale. Let's go for 2 more of those. A deep breath in and a deep sigh out. Ah, 1 more round. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Ah, good. Now for the rest of our practice, let's breathe in and out through the nose. So be aware of breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, keeping your mouth closed. Good. And we're going to open with a short guided breathwork practice. So you can keep your hands to your knees for this, or perhaps you want to place a hand over your heart and a hand over your stomach. And we're going to practice what's called Samavriti Pranayama in yoga. This is translated to equal breathing. So we're going to inhale for the same count as the exhale. And we're going to inhale for a count of 4. So with me, breathe in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and now exhale out your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, we'll inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we'll exhale out through the nose for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you have that basic formula, so continue on your own. Inhaling for 4, and exhaling for 4. And we'll do this for several rounds. Keep moving at your own pace, noticing the sensation of the breath in your body. So lovely. We're going to go for 3 final rounds. An inhale and an exhale makes 1 round. So a deep breath in and out. Final 2 rounds. And last time through. When you're done with that final round, release your hands back to your knees. And just notice how you feel after taking some deep conscious breaths. So begin to warm up the body. You can keep your eyes opened or closed for this. We're just going to gently begin to make some neck circles, side to side. Good, like we're waking up the body. So left to right, through the front. Good. And now come on back through center. We're going to take our left arm, we're going to wrap it behind the back. I'm mirroring you. And we're going to wrap our fingers to the right hip. Good. Or whichever hip you do. The point is, you're going to drop your ear towards the opposite shoulder. Good. So if your hands are on your right hip, your ear will drop left. Just take a breath in and out. Feel that stretch to the side of your neck. Ah. Good. And now slowly roll your neck through center as you change sides with your hands, opposite hips now. It's just allowing for a deeper stretch to occur through the side of the neck. Ah, good. And now come back through center, pull your fist straight down towards the mat behind you and lift your heart, lift your gaze, take a deep inhale, breath. Ah, and exhale, sigh it out your mouth. So good. Release your hands. We're just going to walk them forward now. So that can be a few inches or maybe all the way, like a little forward fold from your seated position. You can keep your gaze forward towards me, or maybe you drop your head down, your choice. Take 3 deep breaths here. We're aiming for a subtle stretch in the low back. Good. Ah, so nice. Take another deep inhale and exhale here. And then we'll slowly lock the hands back in. Let's get a little side body stretch, shall we? So we're going to bring the left palm down to the left edge of the mat and then reach your right arm up and over. Good. So really feeling the length through this side body stretch. And then breathe into your right rib cage. Really feel that expansion. Nice. And then with your inhale, use the strength of your core to lift with control, arms up overhead, reach and stretch. Maybe your gaze goes up. And then exhale, opposite side. So opposite hand down, up and over. Beautiful. Good. And you can keep your gaze forward or maybe you send it skyward. And let's just flow side to side. So use your inhale to come up through center. Your exhale to reach up and over. Good. And just kind of flow with the breath. So you're inhaling through center. You're exhaling to side bend. We'll move at our own pace, going a few times side to side. Beautiful. Good. Thank you for being here with me today, Steph. My lovely yoga student here. Good. And I hope that y'all are enjoying this beautiful view. Steph is from Florida, but for me, this is quite the treat because I live in Arizona. But I'm so honored to teach this class because my entire family is from New York and New Jersey. So of course, we're all big Yankees fans. Come on up through center. Good. We're gonna bring our hands through our hearts now. So bring your hands to your heart center and just take a moment. Maybe you feel your heartbeat. Connect to your breathing here, feeling your chest rise and fall. And maybe you set a little intention for your practice today. An intention can be a word like peace, power, presence. Doesn't have to start with P though. It could be a short phrase or a mantra that you're working with, like I am present. Good. So whatever that is for you, take a moment, take a deep breath in and out. Ah, so nice. Now, when you're ready, we're going to plant the palms and uncross the legs, finding a tabletop position. Now, Steph and I are on sort of a hard tile surface, so it might help you to tuck your toes here, and that will take some of the pressure out of your knees if you're also on a harder surface. Now, begin to invite some organic movement into your body here. So maybe you're shifting left to right, maybe you're taking little circles. You can also do little side bends, like you're a dog looking back at its tail. Big dog lovers here. So any organic movement that feels good to you, take some breaths to do that. And if you're doing it on both sides, make sure that you feel balanced side to side. Good. Now, as you take a few more breaths of movement, I want you to pay attention to your hands and your fingers. Maybe you can spread your fingers a bit wider. And how does it feel if you grip the mat with each individual fingertip? I want you to try to keep that activation as we move through our practice. Not only does this help to strengthen your arms more, but this will keep your wrists safe. Good. So Steph is doing a wrist stretch. Let's join her in that. We're going to flip onto the top of one hand. And maybe you want to rock left to right a little bit. If that feels okay, this could be really intense for some. And then we'll switch sides. So switch hand and then go back to whatever movement you were doing on the first side here for side two. Good. And then we'll make our way back through center as you're ready. We're going to take a few rounds of cat-cow. So start by dropping your stomach and lifting your gaze. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, round your spine. Chin towards your chest like a Halloween cat. And now here we go. We're going to inhale for cow pose. Lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. And now exhale, round. Curl your tailbone in. Beautiful. Take yourself through a few rounds of these. And as you do, I always love to envision like a string of pearls as my spine. So you can really articulate each individual vertebra in this movement. Good. Let's go for one more round of each here. A beautiful way to warm up and nourish your spinal column, top to bottom. And then come on back through center. So good. We're going to get a little foot stretch in. So you're going to keep your toes tucked and then send your seat back towards your heels and let's sit up nice and tall. This might be very intense for you and that's okay. That actually means it's really good and your feet need to stretch. So we're only going to be here for a few breaths, but let's multitask by bringing the palms forward. And now we're going to open and close the fingers. Spirit fingers, Steph. Love it. This is a great wrist warm up as well because we're getting all the blood circulating and moving. Very nice. And then we're going to make fists with our thumbs inside. And now you can send your fists overhead. We're going to do a few wrist circles in each direction. And don't worry, we're almost done with the kneeling foot stretch. Go ahead and reverse your wrist circles. Oh, yeah. Good. And then the final thing we'll do here real quick is we're going to cactus our arms, lift our hearts, and enjoy that nice little back bend here. Beautiful way to start the day. Deep breath in and out. And change. Very nice. Come back through center, plant your palms, and we're going to move into our first downward facing dog. So we'll step the feet back, tuck the toes, and lift the hips up high. Good. Now, take a few breaths here to pedal out the feet. I'm going to turn sideways. So any of you who are newer to yoga, this is the down dog shape. So essentially making an upside down V with the body. And then bend your knees nice and deep and then straighten the legs. And you can do this a few times through either both legs or single legs, left to right, left to right. And then, you know, our necks are holding up our heads all day long. And our heads weigh about as much as a bowling ball. So take that opportunity to shake your head yes a few times, to shake your head no a few times, and allow that weight to naturally pull some tension out of your neck. Beautiful work. Good. All right, take one more breath with me here. This time we're going to lift high onto the balls of the feet. And then with your inhale, look forward and take little baby steps all the way into a forward fold top of the mat, bending your knees as much as you need to get there. Good. At the top, take one inhale, straighten your legs, find a halfway lift, flat back. And now with your exhale, fold. And now bend your knees generously. Let's go ahead and heel toe the feet a little wider. Grasp opposite elbows. And now hang ragdoll. Sway left to right, left to right. Good. Beginning to warm up the hamstrings. Lengthening the spine. Good. And you can continue with this movement if this is feeling good. Another option here is to bring a little bend out of the knees and do some very gentle rocking. Yeah. That gentle bouncing sensation is a nice way to continue to warm up and lengthen those hamstrings. Great for any runners in the house, aka Steph, not me, I don't run. Good. Nice job, everyone. Now with your next breath, release your hands down to the mat. Take another halfway lift, lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, micro bend into your knees again, and we're gonna walk the hands off the right edge of the mat. Take an inhale and an exhale. Slowly come back through center. We'll go into our side two. So good. Now with your next breath, let's come back through center once more. We're gonna roll up slow, one vertebra at a time, like you're zipping up your spine. All the way to standing, so good. And then take your arms up overhead at the top. And then guide your hands down through heart center. Good, take a breath here. Now we're going to start with our sun salutation flows. And I'm just gonna scoot this screen up a little bit so we can see our heads, that helps. Now I'm gonna break down the sun A flow nice and slow. And as a reminder, this is the sun salutation practice that is used traditionally to usher in not just the new day, but the summer solstice, which we just celebrated. So in honor of that, here we go with our sun A. We're gonna take the arms up overhead, deep inhale breath. With your exhale, forward fold. Good. Find another halfway lift. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And this time with your exhale, we'll plant the palms and we'll step ourselves back to plank pose. This is top of a push-up. Now, the first option is to shift forward onto your toes, lower down halfway through a chaturanga push-up, and then inhale to your cobra pose. Good. Now, Steph is going to hang out in her cobra and enjoy that while I show you a different option. Once you arrive in your plank pose, you can also choose to drop one knee down like so. And then you can take that chaturanga push-up with a little added support. You can also do this with both knees. And your final option is to skip the push-up, all right? So from our cobra, we're gonna tuck our toes and lift our hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale breath here. And then with your next breath, gaze forward and travel forward to the top of your mat. Good. Find your halfway lift, top of the mat. And your exhale folds once more. Inhale, reverse. Take your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart. That makes one round of our sun A flow. All right, so we're gonna go through it again. Steph will continue the flow as we originally showed it, and I'm gonna show you another variation to try. All right, so here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for your halfway lift. And exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back to your plank pose. Now, Steph will take it through the traditional flow, and I wanted to show you that from your plank pose, you can simply press back to down dog. Good. So these are the options so that you can sort of add on or back off, that you can turn the volume up or down for your practice today. With your next breath, look forward and travel forward top of the mat. Good. Halfway lift, inhale. Steph's doing a great job with her faux mat over there. Great work, babe. And reverse. Take your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart. Beautiful work. We're going to go one more round through and then we'll begin to add on. Okay. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift with your inhale breath. And exhale, plant your palms. Step or jump back to plank. And then take it through your variation of the flow. So good. With your exhale, we'll press up and back to our downward facing dog. And now I want you to take 3 deep breaths here. So a deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale. Let it go. Good. Take 2 more rounds just like that. So a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Final time, deep inhale. If this feels like work, it's because it is. Deep exhale, you're strengthening your full body right now as you stretch your full body. And change. From here, we'll step our way back to the front of the mat. So good. Find one more halfway lift. Inhale, breath. And exhale to fold. Good. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Come on up to standing. So good. So at your top, roll your shoulders back and down a few times. And then come to standing with your palms facing forward. And just take a moment to feel the earth beneath you, to feel all four corners of your feet pressing down firmly into the mat, and to feel your body standing tall, proud, strong. Sometimes this is referred to as our standing Shavasana, and Shavasana is the final resting pose in yoga. So a deep inhale and exhale breath here, sort of resetting the body. All right. When you're ready, we're going to take the arms up overhead and we're going to interlace fingers, releasing the index fingers. I'll just step back so you can see me a bit. Good. And then with your inhale, grow tall, lengthen. With your exhale, up and over to the right knee bend. Good. Beautiful work. I want you to really press down through your left foot, your opposite foot, so you feel grounded and rooted to the mat. Strong through your core as if you're preparing to do a crunch. Inhale, slowly come up through center. Exhale, up and over to the opposite side. So this posture is strengthening the low body as it also strengthens and tones the abdominal muscles. We're going to go one more time to each side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, up and over to the right and hold for a breath in and out. Biceps back by your ears. Beautiful form. Steph, I trust you all have beautiful form as well. Inhale up through center. Last time, take it left here. This is called standing crescent moon, and you can see that the body is making a shape like a crescent moon. With your next breath, come through center. We're going to take a back bend. You can either trace your fingers along the ceiling, or you can take a supported back bend by bringing palms to the low back and pressing the hips forward. Wherever you are, keep your legs tight and continue to breathe for 3, 2, and change. Slowly come on up. And slowly, we're going to separate the fingers as we sink down into chair pose, Utkatasana. Now, this is everyone's favorite pose, and I say that with heavy sarcasm. But it is a fantastic posture for strengthening and for building mental strength as well. So sink down into your heels here. Your feet can either be together or hip width distance apart. Good. Now, from here, lift your heart. You want to feel a C curve in your low back. Very nice. Sink down a little deeper, and then with an option to pulse. I love movement in my yoga practice. So anytime you're in a pose and you want to add some movement, it's a fun thing to explore for added strengthening. We'll stay for 3, 2, and change. Come all up to standing. Inhale, breath, reach your arms tall, and exhale, dive forward. Beautiful work. Good. With your inhale, find a halfway lift. And with your exhale, fold. We're going to take one more inhale for that halfway lift, lengthen. And then with your exhale, fold, and we'll plant the palms, and we'll take it through a flow. So either chaturanga into your cobra, or skip that part and meet in downward facing dog. So good. Deep inhale, exhale breath in your down dog. With your next breath, our right leg is going to lift. So inhale, reach your right leg nice and tall behind you, and then bend your right knee and stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Equal weight in both of your hands, and an option to either let the foot hang heavy, or you can draw some circles with your right knee. Good. One more breath here. And then with your next breath, find a down dog split, which means you're going to lift high onto the ball of your left foot. Pick your right leg high for 3, 2, 1. Crunch knee to nose as you shift forward into plank, and then step your foot through. And if it doesn't go all the way, that's okay. Grab your ankle, step it up between your hands. Find your low runner's lunge. We're going to inhale to lift the heart forward. Beautiful work. And then we're going to find a pyramid-ish stretch. So we're going to straighten our front leg. Good. And then let's work with our breath. So we're going to exhale, settle into the bent knee. And then with your inhale, straighten your front leg once more. Good. And work with your breath here. So exhale to bend. And inhale to straighten. Take your time. And notice where you are feeling this stretch. I'm feeling it in my inner groin and my hips. Good. So take another round here. So nice. And then we'll meet back where we started in that low runner's lunge, and we're going to drop the back knee down. Oh, yeah. Now from here, rest a palm to your right thigh, and then the opposite palm to your thigh as well. And we're going to settle down nice and low. Fingers are interlaced on top of your front thigh. And what this does is it allows us to get a nice stretch through the back leg. So take a breath in and out. Your back toes can be tucked or untucked, your choice. Very nice. Nice deep breathing here. I know this can be a deep stretch, but it's a juicy one, friends. So breathe through it, back off a bit if you need to. We're here for 3, for 2, and 1. So nice. From here, we're going to plant our palms inside of the front foot. Yes. Take a breath in what is called the lizard stretch. Fitting for us, we're in Mexico. Plenty of lizards around, abounding. And then we're going to heel toe heel the front foot out to the corner of the mat with our toes facing outward. We're preparing for Malasana. So tuck your back toes if they're not already, and then step your back foot up to meet, coming into a low yogi squat. Now, you want your heels to touch down. So if you're able to do that and then sink low like Steph, awesome. If you want to be up a little higher to get your heels down, perfect. So wherever you are is wonderful. Take a few breaths here. This is a deep stretch. It's a deep hip opener. We're working a lot here. This is a great pose for our digestion. Take a few breaths, breathe through it, palms touching, and elbows gently pressing against knees if you would like a little bit more of a hip stretch. Good. And again, if you want to back off a bit, come up higher and kind of rest your arms on your thighs for 3, for 2, and change. The way we're going to come out of this is we're going to make a steeple grip. So think Charlie's Angels, and we're going to reach it up overhead. Now you're going to press down through your heels, engage your glutes to press all the way up. Oh yeah, how are those legs feeling? Woo, wait. With your exhale, we're going to bend back into our Malasana as you send your mudra forward. Mudra is a hand placement. Good. With your inhale, arms overhead, reach and lengthen. And with your exhale, come back down. Beautiful work, my friends. Last time. Here we go. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, settle back in. Beautiful work for 3, 2, and change. Plant your palms. And now step your way back to plank pose. Take the flow, skip the flow, or make it your own. We will all meet in our downward facing dog. Beautiful. A deep breath in and a full breath out as you arrive. And we'll move directly into side 2. As you're ready, left leg lifts. Stop here and call. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Same thing, hang out here, let gravity do the work for you, or take some circles. Good. Equal weight in both of your hands here. Continue to breathe. And you're doing awesome. Smile. You made it to yoga. You're doing something good for you today. With your next breath, we are going to lift the left leg high behind us. Find your down dog split. Lift high onto the ball of your right foot for 3, 2, and change. We're going to slowly shift forward to plank, crunching knee in towards your nose. Step your left foot between your hands, or again, grab your ankle, help it up, and find your low runner's lunge on side 2. Good. Let your hips melt forward and down. It's like you're in a relay race and you're about to begin. It's a metaphor inspired by Steph the runner over here. Steph's like, yes, I can relate to this. Take one more breath here. When you're ready, we're going to slowly drop our back knee down. Once again, help yourself up by bringing one palm and then the other to your front thigh. And now interlace fingers as you allow your hips to melt forward and down. I'm going to show you from the side here. If that initial stance feels too deep, simply come out of it. Lift up higher. Good. So find that placement that works for your body. And we're going to stay for a few more breaths. So in yoga, you might have heard that people always talk about how we store emotions in our hips. Why is that and how does that work? Well, when we have mental emotions going on, it can translate physically into the body. And when we're dealing with stress and challenging emotions, it translates into tension. And often when we clench and we hold tension, it arrives in places like our jaws and our hips. So that's kind of why we say that. And this is why we're in this pose. We're unlocking and releasing. Yes, so nice. One more breath here. Good. Okay. Now, when you're ready, same exit to begin. We're going to find our lizard stretch, both hands inside of your front foot. Just take a breath here. And then we're going to change it up. So we're not going to take another round of Malasana. You're welcome. Everyone's happy about that. Now, we'll go ahead and reframe the front foot, tuck your back toes, and this time we're just going to step your back foot up to meet the front, forward, fold. Good. Noticing how our legs are feeling in this forward fold. Perhaps you feel like a little more open through the hamstrings. And if you're like, no, Ashton, I don't, that's okay. Hamstrings are notoriously a very tight place in the body for many of us, myself included. Good. Okay. Now with your next breath, let's go ahead and roll it up nice and slow again. Good. And take your arms up overhead and inhale breath. We've been here before. Interlace fingers, release index fingers. Up and over to the right we go. Good. Take a breath here, strong through your core. Inhale, come up through center and exhale up and over, opposite side. Good. Pressing your weight down through both heels equally and actively. We're going to go one more time each side. Take a breath here. Slowly come up through center. Up and over opposite side, final breath. And slowly we'll come up through center for your back bend. Either fingers interlaced still, cactus arms, or to your low back, your choice. For 3, 2, and change. Slowly come up through center, arms up overhead. Exhale back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Feet touching our hip width distance, your choice. Weight is in your heels. And option to pulse. If you're pulsing, we're taking it up and down a few inches, really focusing on working the glutes, keeping your arms lifted, chest is exalted proudly forward. For 3, 2, and here comes a little balance challenge. So with your inhale, as we come to standing, we're going to take our left leg with us. Good. One-legged standing mountain pose. With your next breath, we're going to interlace fingers beneath the knee and pull your knee into your chest. If the balance is challenging today, no worries. Go ahead and go near a piece of furniture or the wall so that you're able to enjoy this stretch. Now, from the interlaced hands, do some wrists, ankle circles with your foot. Good. Take that circle in the opposite direction now. And then we're going to end by finding a figure 4 shape. Now, what this looks like is we're going to flex our lifted foot and relax it onto our bent standing thigh. Good. So you can see Steph from the front and me from the side. And again, this is a great posture to work with the wall or a piece of furniture so that you can really enjoy the stretch without worrying about the balance so much. Another great pose for opening the hips. This is a great stretch to do after a long time seated at the desk or in the car. Good. One more breath here. So nice. And slowly we'll come out of it same way we came in. So arms lift, leg lifts, and then with control, set it down. Beautiful work. Lengthen your spine up nice and tall. And we'll come into side 2. Opposite leg lifts. Interlace your fingers beneath that knee, and then some wrist circles here. I like how we've become these silhouettes against this beautiful beach backdrop. So you can see what we're doing, but more importantly, you get a gorgeous view with your practice. Opposite direction. Good. And then as you're ready, same thing, we'll find that figure 4. Now that you're familiar with it, you can stay upright and or hand against the furniture or wall, or maybe you want to try a different variation like hinging forward. Maybe you can plant your peace sign fingers to the mat, or if you have a water bottle or a block nearby, you can rest your hands to that. Good. Wherever you are, keep that foot flexed. That's going to protect your knee joint. And take a breath here. So nice. Nice deep breathing. Reconnect with that breath. You're doing awesome. With your next inhale, we're gonna come out of it same way we came in. So see what your balance is doing here on side 2, and then release it down. We're gonna do a very fancy yoga move. We're gonna shake it out. Love it. So from here, we're gonna actually try a little somatic shaking. So kind of like what we just did, but getting a little more into it. So you wanna shake your legs out. Maybe you jump up and down as you do this. And this somatic shake is really good for resetting and down regulating our nervous system. So you know how after a dog gets scared or in a little tussle, the dog shakes it out and then goes about its business? That's exactly what we're doing for our nervous system too. So you'll find me doing this a lot at the airport and everyone's looking at me like I'm out of my mind, and that's okay. We're leading by example, right? All right. Come back through center as you're ready. We're gonna find that standing Shavasana once more, that mountain pose. Feel nice and tall and rooted through the mat, shining your palms forward. Take a deep inhale through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. And let's continue to move the body. With your next breath, we'll take the arms up overhead. A deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, finding your halfway lift. And exhale, palms plant, step or jump back and take it through your flow. Good, one breath to one motion. Inhaling for your cobra, exhaling back to downward facing dog. Now we're gonna travel forward to the top of the mat. If you would like to try the jump up that you see in vinyasa, you're gonna bend your knees. You're gonna stay springing on the balls of your feet, look up between your hands, and then jump the feet up to meet them. Nice, good. Halfway lift. I always like to demystify the jump up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse. Take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart. We're gonna go a few times through before we start the cool down. All right, so here we go. Arms up overhead, inhale, breath. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plants the palms, step or jump back. Now, step is gonna demonstrate a one-legged chaturanga. So if you want to turn up the fire right at the end, you're going to lift one leg, and exhale, lower down. Inhale up through your cobra, so good. And then exhale, back down dog. With your inhale, look forward, step, hop or jump, top of the mat, halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse, take your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart. Keep it moving, here we go. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale to swan dive fold. Halfway lift with your inhale. And exhale, palms plant, step or jump back. If you're doing the one-legged chaturanga, opposite leg lifts, take it through your flow. Beautiful work, my friends. Downward dog, take an inhale and exhale breath with us. And then look forward, travel forward. Halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Beautiful work. We are going to go for 2 more rounds. So your choice how you want to go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, leading with the breath now. And exhale, find your plank pose. Beautiful work. We're going to linger a bit in this down dog. So no rush to get there, but once you do arrive, we're going to take 3 rounds of breathing, and I invite you to pedal out your feet. Take that dog on a walk. Good. All right, my loves, let's go for 1 more round. So with your inhale, look forward, travel forward, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart. We're going to take this last one nice and slow. Inhale, arms up. It's like all of a sudden we're in a pool of honey doing this flow. Exhale to fold. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant. Take it back, plank. Linger at the top of this plank. That's the strength of the core here. We're going to stay for 3, For 2. Oh my gosh, I'm a slow counter. That's intentional. And 1. Slowly lower through your chaturanga. And then we're going to inhale to a baby cobra and do a little cobra progression. So baby cobra, hug your elbows into your side body. Elbows are deeply bent. If you have any sensitivity in your low back, take your feet wide. That's always a great option. Slowly lower down. And then we're going to do some cobra rolls. So with your inhale, lift your chin and chest, head comes up last. Exhale, lower chest down. Good. A few more times. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to lower. Ooh, it's a sweaty one, y'all. My mat is soaking wet. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale. At the top, you can hold that cobra. Maybe it's a full cobra. If up dog is part of your practice and you want to go there, that's great. We're going to hold for 3, 2, and slowly lower down. Before we move into our down dog, stack your forearms. Relax your forehead to your forearms. And then bend your knees, and we're going to windshield wiper knees left to right, left to right. This is a really nice way to release your low back, as you also get a sneaky little quad massage, the front of your thighs. Yeah, from side to side a few times. You're doing so good. Ah, nice work. Okay, so with your next breath, all we're going to do is press back to a child's pose. So from here, plant your palms, your big toes come to touching, so I'll show you from the side. And then your seat relaxes towards your heels as you extend your arms forward. Good. Forehead can relax down towards the mat. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. That's okay. And just take some deep breaths here. Yeah, good. Beginning to slow down the practice, beginning to slow down the heart rate. So nice. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Good. 2 more rounds. Maybe you want to drape your arms down by your side, or you can take a reverse prayer behind the back of your neck. Whatever feels good to you. A few more breaths here. And if child's pose feels too intense on your hips, you can always bring the knees to touch and then drape your torso on top of your thighs. All right, so take a few more rounds of breath here. Good. All right, a few final cool down stretches, and then we'll get you out and on with your day, okay? So with your next breath, we're gonna slowly press up to seated. Good. And find yourself in a comfortable seat, so maybe cross-legged. And we're gonna prepare for a gentle spinal twist. So we're going to bring our left hand to the right knee and plant your opposite hand behind your back. Good. Inhale to lengthen your spine, grow nice and tall. And then from your heart center, we'll gently twist over your right thigh. To deepen the twist, you can send your gaze all the way out and over your back shoulder. And then we're going to keep the left hand on your right knee. We're going to take that opposite hand and cross it to the opposite knee. So now your arms are crossed, good. And then find a deep bend in your back, kind of like that cat pose we did in our warm-up. Take another breath here. And then we're going to slowly change by releasing the left hand, keeping your right hand to the opposite knee for our twist on side 2. Inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale for your twist. We're going to inhale again, lengthen a bit more, and exhale, remain in your twist. I want to remain in this twist a lot longer because this view behind me is spectacular. Oh my gosh, we all are sunshine. And our same exit. So as you're ready, keep your right hand where it is. Bring your opposite hand up and over. Find one more deeply rounded spine here. Good. And then slowly we'll release both hands and find one last cactus arm back bend. Good. Lift your gaze. And then what would it feel like if I were to come around and press my palms against yours? Take a breath. So good. And change. Release your hands down, shake them out. Good. All right, final thing with our arms, we're gonna extend our arms out to a T with our palms facing up. Good. Take a breath here. And then with your exhale, send your palms down, and then maybe you're able to rotate your arms all the way around so your palms face up again. And then with your inhale, unwind, palms facing up like where we started. And exhale, rotate. Good. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, reach, and lift. And exhale, round. Good. Back through center, and then shake that out. Okay. So from here, we're going to get ready for our final resting pose, but I would really love to invite you to try legs up the wall. For any of you who might follow me on social media, I've been doing a 15-minute legs up the wall every day for the past month and a half, and I am obsessed with this posture. So if you have a free space against your wall that doesn't have any art, and it's free of furniture, you can shove a chair out of the way. You're going to do that against a wall. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it in the center of the room. And Steph, if you're open to it, I'm going to set you up against the wall so you can show. All right, so here we go. So if you're doing it up against a wall, you are going to scoop one hip up against the wall. She's brave. She's doing this against glass. We're 4 stories up. Thank you, Steph. And then rotate so that the back of your leg, are you okay? So that is option 1, my loves. If you're like, nah, I'm not interested in the legs up the wall, then go ahead and lie down onto your back, okay? Now I'm gonna show you how to do legs up the wall from the center of the room, which is sometimes called waterfall. So that is laying on your back. And then when we are able to stack our ankles above our knees, above our hips, we're able to relax with a relative amount of ease. I like to bring my arms out to a T for this and relax your head down to the mat. Now, if you're in this legs up the wall, what's amazing about this posture is you'll see that since our feet are well above our head, we're reversing all this blood flow from the extremities back into the center of our body. So what this is doing is this is creating hyper-oxygenated blood flow and circulation once we come out of this pose. In the meantime, having our legs up is fantastic for inflammation. It reduces inflammation. It's also incredible for stress and anxiety. This posture is called the king of stress relieving poses in yoga. So many amazing benefits. My favorite benefit is how this posture helps to put us into parasympathetic nervous system mode, which is the rest and digest processes of the body. So as opposed to fight or flight, this one creates the opposing effect, deeply nourishing for our nervous systems. Good. So if you're wondering what to do with your hands, your arms can be out to a T, palms down, or you can rest a hand over your heart and a hand over your stomach. So good. And we're just going to remain here for another minute. So relax into it. And now I invite you to bring your awareness to your jaw. Can you soften your jaw? Can you separate the top teeth from the bottom teeth and relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth? Unfurl your brow and soften your forehead. Begin to deeply relax here, even letting go of the breathing. So just normal breathing in and out. So good. Final few breaths here. Now, as a reminder, what's so beautiful about this virtual offering is Whether you're here live with us or watching the recording, you don't have to finish out with us. You can stay in legs up the wall. This posture is most effective when it's held for longer periods of time, like 5 to 10 or even 15 minutes. So feel free to stay here if you're loving it. If and when you're ready to come out with us, the way that we're going to do this is to bend the knees. If you are up against a physical wall, you'll then roll to one side and make your way back onto your mat. Good. And we're all going to meet on our backs and hug the knees into the chest. Very nice. Give yourself a great big hug, squeeze tight, and feel the compression of your torso against your thighs. If it feels better to grab the back of your thighs, that's a beautiful option as well. We're going to gently begin to create some circles with the knees. So bring your palms to your knees and begin to draw some circles on the ceiling. I wonder what color your circles are. What color were your circles, Steph? Yellow. Yeah, I'll go yellow. Mine was like a blue crayon. I don't know why. And then go ahead and reverse the directions of the circles. Good. And now from here, you're just going to bring one arm up overhead, whichever is your favorite side, and you're going to roll onto that side. Good. So take a breath here. And then when you're ready, we're going to use our opposite hand to gently press ourselves up to seated. Come to face the front of your mat once more. Ah. And with your inhale breath, we'll take the arms up overhead one last time, guiding your hands to your heart. And we'll take a little bow towards each other in honor of this beautiful practice, of this shared time together, and most importantly, for yourself, for doing something good for yourself today. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I also wanted to thank the Yankees. What an amazing offering that they did to bring yoga to the people. We love that. And a big shout out and thank you to beYogi for making that possible and for having me. So if you enjoyed practicing yoga with me today, I am very excited to offer everyone who attended a free month to my online yoga membership platform, YA Classes. So not only is there yoga, but there's meditation and breath work and other forms of fitness. And so this is a great opportunity to continue the practice and to continue doing something so good, not just for your physical body, but for your mental and emotional well-being as well. So I would love to see you in there on YA Classes. And thank you all so much again for joining me. Now, in the invite that was sent out, contains all the information for the way that you can stay in touch with me. And I'm just dropping into the chat the website and my social media name so that you can connect with me if you would like. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Lizzie for final words here. And I just want to say thank you so much again, and a big thank you to Steph for joining us today.